Ikan was about 6th seed of the tournament,
Okay.
and Oryon would have been around 14th, 13th area.
There you go. Okay, so potential upset on the hands if Oryon's able to do it.
Indeed.
Depends who we're going to see first up from Oryon as well. Of course, you alluded to the Dr. Mario potentially coming out, but we do see the Wolf already highlighted there.
Ikan scared me for just a moment when he hovered over Steve.
Yeah,
That kind of bad.
He was about to just
Was
take
it
it on
fun?
right now. He was like, you know what? This is the time I'm going to repel
This is
against
where I
the
make
system.
my stand.
Fight the system. I'm playing Steve. But Wolf versus Ryu, of course, the staple matchup that we're going to expect from these two. It's going to be very, very exciting. I suppose as we jump into it, into game one, it's going to be interesting to see how Ryu gets in with the laser being as prominent as it's probably going to be in this matchup. It's going to be difficult for Ikan to kind of not telegraph the way he gets in too well. So we're going to see a lot of fireballs. We're going to see a lot of fireballs. Ikan's been using that a lot in this section so far.
Absolutely, especially with how good and active Shakinetsu is. But I think we're already going to see just exactly what you mentioned. How Ikan plans to get in is he's already playing around this mid-range. He's not taking the whole stage like Ryu's can tend to do. He's got right up close before he started using fireballs and pressuring Oryon out from the corner. And we are seeing the two players already getting into a lot of scraps. And dare I say, that might be 40.
Elbow? Okay, here with 3 forearms into it. Into the Shoyu, but not going to get to the stock. Very, very even percent so far.
Yeah, Oryon. Oh, and that's actually a very key point as well. Oryon has a reflex, so you can't reflect his punches away, though, with the 1-2 Shoryu coming through to get Ikan that first stock.
Yeah, great start here from Ikan. But again, very, very early into the set, I'm sure both players are going to take a lot of time to adapt and see how each other are approaching and getting those kills. Definitely not story said and done for Oryon.
Ooh, Oryon just about missing out on that second of F-tilt. Unfortunately, bit of an inconsistent move. Goes really far out to maybe try and get the first hit of side B. Clearly looking for something saucy, but doesn't quite find anything. And with 148 on Ikan's name, that stock should be flying. But you will hear Wolfmane say it, that the character can't kill. I don't think it's true, but what is your opinion?
Yeah, I mean, Wolf has options, but when it gets to that point where it's like around 120 plus, that's when Wolves have to just throw out straight hits and hope for the best a lot of the time. So I was actually going to allude to it a little bit earlier. It'll be interesting to see how Oryon pressures Ikan off stage, because when it comes to Ryu's recovery, it can be quite telegraphed. He can do things against it. Oryon, you saw it a little bit earlier using the side B to try and hit it, but it's going to be difficult to get the kills, Jude. It's going to be difficult.
Yeah, absolutely. Obviously, Oryon has that sort of late lingering hit of Nair, which might work out in his favor, but it doesn't really matter if you can't get Ryu off stage right now. Oryon finally gets the back throw, kills at around 200. And that is finally his way into the game. We've already seen his advanced exchange once this game, and we see it all the time when he plays. As long as he can get that one hit, he might be able to get back in. However, Ikan is not making it easy right now. Look at the spacing. Oryon finding the perfect fair, finally gets in, and might be able to tie this up.
Yeah, 100%. And I mean, if you're Oryon, you don't want the stocks to be staying till 200% every single stock. Otherwise, it's just not a viable set. You're going to get yourself in situations where you're just getting snowballed in percent. And Ikan's got a very strong lead so far.
Exactly. We mentioned Oryon needs kind of those stray hits after moving outside those bare percents of the way you can get the smash attacks. Ryu, no such need. As long as he can get that jab or that down tilt, he can get that stock.
Okay. Not able to catch any kind of recovery there, but you've seen Ikan using a lot of focus attack towards the ledge as he's trying to approach it. Again, that wolf fair, you're not going to get double hits on it, so he's just going to go straight through, and then obviously if you cancel, get straight to the ledge for safe.
Yeah, it's honestly fantastic counterplay against a character like Wolf, which has barely any multi-hits, none on his aerials, one on his smash attack, and one on his F-tilt, and that's kind of it. So Oryon's going to need to make good use of those moves to be able to escape these situations. Can't escape that Shoryu, though.
Yeah, that's just it. And he was able to grab the ledge just to be safe in case it didn't kill. So really strong performance from Ikan in that game one. We're going to see how Oryon adapts in game two. What do you think there's some of the areas where, for Oryon, especially in the kind of neutral space, where he was almost getting a little bit overwhelmed at times by Ikan's options, especially area-wise?
Well, I think when it comes to neutral, the most important thing actually there was the stage they picked. Smashville really surprised me, to be honest.
Really
because
small stage, right?
It's a really small stage, and I get it because Ryu's kind of seen as the zoner of the Shotos, but honestly, we saw from there Ikan's game plan is kind of to get in and pressure and pressure and pressure. So this is a really smart pick for him to go to Kalos here, where I think he might be able to play neutral in a more relaxed way, take his time a bit more with the lasers, and then beat out the approaching options with stuff like fair and nair.
Kalos is the stage, which means that Oryon has got so much real estate to do all of those horizontal combos with fair. We're going to see a lot of patient play from Ikan, a lot of fireballs, a lot of retreating. As you said, he's the zoner of the two Shotos that we usually see. So see how Oryon's able to adapt.
Yeah, right now, I mean, the adaptation looks good, Dev. That is 0% on Oryon to 82. Ikan finally finds his first hit, but Oryon has managed to escape that disadvantage situation. Right now, just sitting at the edge of the stage, and is probably just going to look for those setups, tech chases, anything to get Ikan off stage. He doesn't need the combos anymore. He just needs a good position.
100%, but as you can see, Ikan slowly growing into the game, tries to go for something funky with a tattoo towards ledge. You can hit if you do get it, but it's also a good trump option. Oryon was wise to it, though, in this instance.
Yeah, some good judicious use of Nair coming out from Ikan right now. He's really picking his spots where he wants to air to Oryon and put him in tough situations and rack up percent that way. Because right now, at range, Oryon is perfect with his reactions. Every single fireball is being reflected, but Ikan finally gets some focus, and I think that's dead.
Yeah, even the high ceiling of Kalos isn't going to be able to save you from a Shoryuken, especially with the amount of rage that Ryu has in this instance. And Oryon finding himself down, even though he was in a fantastic position at the start of this game too.
Yeah, unfortunately for Wolf, he isn't the heaviest of the characters, and though he might take that stock at 150, 170, we're seeing Oryon just die so much more consistently earlier. Ryu has super good kill confirms. They kill relatively early already. They're super easy to confirm into as well between down tilt and jab, and as a result, Ikan's just having a much easier time finding these stocks. And ultimately, the way you win the game is to find a stock. Yeah.
Oryon taking his time and eventually getting in there, gets the footstool, back air, and it's teched, but that is going to be a stock because of the Tatsumaki there from Ikan, and unfortunately for him, it's a very early stock, but for Oryon, he's taking it much earlier than expected.
Real quick, I want to mention just how Oryon got back on stage there. He went down to obviously get that footstool, and then to get back onto stage, he did a phantom footstool on Ikan, so he didn't have to up-B him to recover. He didn't save his opponent, and he saved himself. That was beautiful disadvantage.
Nuts play. This is what we're saying, man. Regen 2023, especially in this stage of the bracket, you're going to see the highest gameplay as Oryon hits the highest blast zone that you can hit on Kalos, taking the stock Ikan, and we're back to one stock apiece.
Quick question, has Ikan missed a single hit confirm off his jabs?
I don't think he has. He's got that on lock. He is not messing around. Every single time he gets a hit, he converts off it. So you got to be careful if you're Oryon, because you do not want to get touched.
No, Ikan, after dying so early, has really brought this back already. 42 will go quickly to 65. It is tied up, and Oryon's on the corner at the ledge. He has to find a way to get off here, because we've seen Ikan be so threatening. Brilliant wall jump to get back to the platform, but the pressure just doesn't seem to come to a stop.
Yeah, Oryon trying to use those platforms in the corner to try and get out. He's using as many resources as he can to try and get out, but now Ikan is off stage. Wall jump there, nearly connects, but it's not the one this time.
Oryon has an absolutely insane awareness of the wall. So many ideas right now with how to pressure and recover with stuff like wall jump now. I've never seen these ideas come out from a wall before, but clearly he picked Kalos with a purpose. But the purpose is still to lose unless he manages to make it back. Dev, he's still holding on.
He's still holding on, but this is a very tense situation. Doesn't get the up air into the Shoryu, unfortunately, but that might be it. No! And there we go. Gets that cancelled up tilt into the Shoryu. It was getting a little bit tense towards the end there, Jason.
I saw the up tilt and I was like, wait, that doesn't confirm it's a Shoryu at this percent. He's being lifted off the wall. And then Ikan still somehow picked it up into the up air conversion instead. I am amazed, but man, what a game. How could you predict where that would go?
It was a difficult one. I'll tell you what, that situation where he used the Tatsu into the corner and Oryon was able to avoid it, I thought maybe this is Oryon's game to take.
F-tilt for sure.
Ikan, he very much kept his composure, took the stock, took the game, and now Oryon is fighting for his winner's side bracket.
Ikan clearly has something to say about the last set these two played. It was Game 5 last time, and the games have been almost that close. But it seems every single time Oryon might have a way back in, Ikan just snuffs that light out as he snuffs that stock out with the cleanest down I've ever seen.
Me! Absolutely no answer from Oryon, and Ikan is asking too many questions. This is insane gameplay. What a way to start this Game 3. Ikan wants this winner's bracket.
You can see the passion, the fierceness in the way he's fighting right now, and he's still just pressuring down Oryon. He is still just going up to his face, gets the grab back throw, and he just keeps on putting him in these bad positions. Look at the way he's flowing in and out with focus as well, Dev. He is literally not letting up.
This is insane gameplay for both of these players, and if you're Ikan, you're probably thinking the way that this game's gone, I've still got half my stock left.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you make an amazing point. Finally, we get the multi-hit on the focus. And
There's
an
the
amazing
back
back air reaction to the focus drift. Oryon managed to take a stock way earlier than he has been in the past. However, there's a lot of room to make up still, and Ryu has been killing so much more consistently around these areas.
Yeah, we've seen it a couple times from Oryon in this game 3 particularly. He's trying to adapt around the way that Ikan is kind of floating around and using his aerial momentum alongside that focus.
Oh.
But unfortunately, there's only so much you can do. If you get knuckled by Ryu, you're getting sent to the heavens.
Empty hop jab was an incredible mix-up from Ikan there. Still using his movement in new, interesting ways to mix up his opponent. Oryon fearing the grab, but gets caught out by an amazing option, and it is looking very bad for the French player right now.
Yeah, this is a tough position to be in if you're Oryon, but you know, you've got to keep your composure, try your best to get back into the game, and the way you do that right now is just keep your distance a little bit. Don't let Ikan overwhelm you. With the options, there's your side B conversion, and good recovery from Ikan, actually mixing it up and getting onto the platform and just kind of messing up the way that Oryon is able to action.
Yeah, beautiful capture the back end from Ikan there, sending Oryon off stage. Oryon manages to get back into center stage and is trying to pressure Ikan again right now and has him at the ledge. This is important if you can take that stock, but Ikan rolls perfectly, gets another back air. This still isn't the stock though. Ikan's making it back just fine. Oryon really needs to find a stock right now because with the rage, that might be it. And it is.
That's just it. Absolutely elementary from the Ryu player. Fantastic stuff from Ikan to take it 3-0 in a set that we probably thought was going to be much closer than it was, unfortunately.
I mean, we saw 3-2 to Oryon last time. It seemed like they were close. They were both having really good days in brackets so far. But I think it was genuinely the aggressive nature that Ikan brought to that game. I thought at the beginning Oryon might be the aggressor, but no, Ikan from the start was on Oryon's tail the whole time, and I think that's what made the difference.
Yeah, there was a lot of different things in that set, and I feel like from Oryon's perspective, it's just, there was instances where the ledge trapping just was, he was struggling a little bit. And maybe that's a testament to how well Ikan was playing around it, but I think you saw it towards the tail end of even that third game,